Hello everybody, so today I'm going to be doing a remake of an old video which is how to conceive a boy. The first one was just extremely poor quality, just very badly done, no editing, and I did it in front of a window which made me look totally washed out, a little bit ghost-like. So I thought it'd be fun to just redo a couple of the videos before I start on any new ones. And also a quick disclaimer before I begin this video. And the disclaimer is that this is just for fun. What's important is that you have a happy, healthy baby and not the gender. However, we're not here to judge. So there are going to be people out there maybe with 6 boys who want a girl, or 6 girls and want a boy, or sadly people who struggle to carry one of the genders and would like to avoid any further misery by trying for the opposite. So with that in mind, this is where the inspiration for this video came from, but just remember that none of this has actually been scientifically proven to help. Most of it is old wives' tales, but a lot of people swear by these methods. So with all that in mind, let's begin. Number 1. Scientifically speaking, male sperm is much faster than female sperm. There are scientific names for this, you know, the X and the XY chromosome or whatever, but we're just going to use these terms. And so it's been suggested that having intercourse as close to ovulation as possible, this is because the male sperm is much faster and therefore will really go for it and try and get to that egg, and if the egg is already there, they've got a better chance of getting there first and fertilising it. Whereas the female sperm is quite a bit slower, and so the chance of it reaching the egg before the male sperm is limited. Having sex several days before ovulation can limit the chances of having a boy, as the male sperm, although fast, does die off quickly and will have already died off probably by the time the egg is released, in which case the slower yet more versatile female sperm will probably be the ones to penetrate and fertilise the egg. 2. Doggy style. This is the more favoured position when trying for a boy just because of the deeper penetration. There's that word again. The closer that you can get to the cervix before ejaculating, the better. That means it has less distance to travel. So this, coupled with having sex during the time of ovulation, means that not only does the male sperm have less distance to travel, but it also means that the egg is already there for it to fertilise, and so there's more chance of it getting there and being able to penetrate and fertilise the egg rather than the female sperm, which is slower. Orgasms, let's talk about those, aren't they fun? So, orgasm is very important. It's important all round, to be fair, like any time that you have sex, ever. However, it is more important if you're trying to conceive a boy, because this is so weird to talk about. During an orgasm, your pH levels in your vagina balance out into alkaline rather than acid. And this is the more favoured environment for the male sperm, which thrive better in an alkaline environment than they do an acid environment. So if you couple the first 3... If you couple the first 3 things together, which is having sex as close to ovulation as possible, getting in the deep penetration, and then following that by having an orgasm whilst all this is going on, creating an alkaline environment for it to be able to swing through smoothly, fastly and close to the cervix, this should theoretically result in having a male offspring. Which brings me to number 4, and according to a study conducted by the University of Exeter, upping your calorie intake by 400 calories per day and consuming more cereals along with bananas, fish, vegetables and other high energy foods can really help you to conceive a boy. This is known as something called the boy diet. Again, it was a study that's done, so it's, I wouldn't say scientifically proven, but there is more weight to the possibility that this works. And they call it the boy diet because apparently this is a very stereotypical thing for a man to be able to do, which is consume 400 more calories per day than the average female and eat healthy, apparently, protein. So yeah, that is supposed to help having a boy. We shall see. Which brings me to number 5, and no one is really sure why this works, or even if it does, just that it's in there. On all the research that I did, this came up on every single one, and that is for the male in the relationship, your partner, to consume caffeine, like, not in excess amounts I would say, but more than usual, either before intercourse or throughout the day before intercourse. And apparently this just makes male sperm hyperactive, like solely male sperm, like it doesn't have any effect on the female sperm. Like you'd think that it would, and maybe it would make them faster and like give them more of a challenge maybe. But again, nobody knows why or even if this works. So, they are the 5 tips for having a boy. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it was helpful to you. But please do remember that the gender of your child does not matter as long as the baby is happy and healthy. That should be the main goal. This video is purely for fun only.